Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I thought it would be cool if I do a voiceover for this speed painting video detailing my art process of this piece, Stardust Girl. If you just want to watch and not hear me, feel free to just mute and play some tracks of your own while you do. Anyway, so the funny thing is that this is the first video I'm uploading to this channel. I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for the longest time and I never gotten around to it. I would even go to the point where I would finish editing videos ready to upload, but something seems to always pop up, come in the way, or I just would feel too intimidated or just did not like the way the videos turn out. So I thought I should just really jump into it with a speed paint video just because it actually does not take a lot of work for post-production, so I have less excuses. Anyway, so although I do want to do a proper introduction video someday though, so please subscribe if you want to see that and more videos of me sharing my work. As you can see, I did not start filming with a blank canvas, and that's because this painting started a year-ish before. The thing is, the last 2 years since I started university, I barely gave time to painting, at least not in the way that I used to in high school when I had, way more time on my plate. So I was just busy with adjusting to studying abroad and being in freshman year, etc. And I think at the time when I started this painting was last summer and was trying to pull off 2 internships simultaneously. Neither of them went well. No surprises there. But anyway, so there was no time for me to really sit and spend time with it, and I don't think I felt calm enough or in tune enough with myself to actually paint properly, and I just get so frustrated. And so I just started this painting, come back to it a couple of times, but it just wasn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, and so I just kind of kept it on hold. But anywho, I went back to this painting actually during finals week, which I thought would be hectic, but actually I did quite well in terms of time management. Super proud of myself. So my school does not have exams, so I guess that's why it's a bit easier. So we don't believe in exams, but instead we have to write a term paper for each course. And for that, I think I juggled my time pretty well in finishing all those in time. And I was also able to find time to paint, so that was great. Anyway, so with this painting, I actually struggled a lot with her skin tone just because I usually paint girls that are really, really pale. I think that's because oftentimes they're quite easy to paint, but I wanted to start to obviously, diversify to paint things, to be more diverse in my portraiture. So the tone that I had in mind with this painting since the beginning was that I wanted to replicate the style I found for myself when I was in San Francisco. So it was this painting. As you can see, it has rainbow pastel palette with really whimsical, dreamy motifs with clouds and stars in them, and there's a moon and an astronaut in the person's hair. It's surreal and whimsical. The thing is, before university, the themes that I paint were often darker and sadder, and I realized now that I was stepping into a happier point of my life. So seeing the painting I did in San Francisco, where I was just having fun and it being quite different to what I usually do, but it wasn't super different. It was still me, but it was new. I wanted to try to explore and solidify that art style, my art style in that direction, because I really liked it. It was super fun to paint. So so although usually with paintings my go-to is to start off with how I feel and use the human form to convey it, I just think that the motives, that way of thinking is still there, still how I approach painting, but I think just the motives and the palette that appeals to me has changed. Although with this piece with Stardust Girl, it wasn't so much of an emotional piece. I think it was mostly me trying to study more of the colors and the technique of the previous painting that I saw in San Francisco, and to see how that transfers into what I usually paint, which are, you know, girls, and it's usually like surrealist portraiture. With painting, for me, it's also a lot of experimenting. With this piece, I tried to block out her right eye and make it silver, gave her like a septum ring, and then there's this marble orb candy misty thing in her mouth. Like those details, most details you see in these paintings were not planned. I like playing off the painting and making things up as I go. I think for me, to a certain point, painting feels like what they say about sculpting. How they say when a sculptor make things, they're just carving out what the clay or the wood is in and helping it become what it wants to be. I feel like that's similar to my process too. I play off what the composition needs, what objects I want to play with, and then putting that into the painting. So I was not able to film this because like the camera ran out of battery, I think, at the time, but at the end I added these like drips, watercolor drips effect, because I was looking at this artist's work. Oh gosh, I think she was called Reno something. She's like this YouTuber, and she paints as well. And you know, like I found that like she was giving this dreamy effect to some of her work, using dripping paint and contrasting it with very precise details of the subjects. And so I tried that out and thought it really tied the painting as a whole quite nicely. I'm just like very happy with how she turns out. It's very like whimsical. It was fun just like finding out the details, little details like the paper airplanes to put into the painting. The jellyfish was initially a comet, but it just looked weird, so I just thought, oh, I might as well just turn it into a jellyfish, why not? And so yeah. Anyway, I hope you like it. If you want to see more videos like this, would love it if you can just like and subscribe, and or even leave a comment. That would be such a nice boost of motivation and support. Anyway, I'm hoping to post at least weekly, so stay tuned. If you want to see more of my art, the link to my Instagram is down below. Bye, see you next week.